where you just do folds and you pick it up like I don't even have a cloth with me right now. But yeah, you just pick up, put it in a container, and I use a big plastic storage crate, and I just drop my little blob of dough in the middle, and then every 10 minutes you come over and you pick up one side and you fold it over, and you do that for all 4 sides. You know, fold your dough over, put the lid back on the box. I write it on a whiteboard on my fridge what time that was, like what time I finished, and then I come back to it 10 minutes later, thereabouts. Some days, to be honest, I don't get there at all, and I have really crappy bread, but hey, it's better than nothing. But you know, you don't have to use every ounce of energy you've got to make it. I wonder what I can do with this. There's got to be something else we can do. Let's try this. And of course, if it fails, it fails. That's okay. It's home brand flour that I paid $1.70 for 2 kilos of the stuff. And I only need 250 grams to make a full batch of dough. So I'm very happy with that. So if it's going to fail, it's not going to be costly. But I take that same dough and I roll it out really thin. I don't know, probably about yay thick, not too thick. Roll it out nice and thin, and then smear it with butter. You could use margarine, but I'm what happens if I encase everything in there. So started doing that with, like, you know, cheese and whatnot. I went, yeah, that's all right. But then the thought occurred to me that I could put some ricotta cheese in there, just smooth ricotta, and some spinach in there. And I fold it all up like a pillow. And if I fold the bread out really, really thin, like the dough out, roll the dough out really thin, I can falling down around my ears because I'm not well enough to care for it. I spend a lot of time in my to say, hey, don't leave that there, go and clean this up, go clean that up. Because seriously, the dog doesn't care where I leave this. Which is very handy. You just put everything in the flour. Some people can leave out the salt and the oil and add them in right at the last minute when they add the yeast. But I often forget. And I often put the yeast in when I don't mean to too. So, but with an Autolyse, all you do is you put all your ingredients in a bowl and omit the yeast and knead it through to combine the yeast, and then let the whole thing sit there for another hour or so to rise. But by doing an Autolyse, you don't have to spend anywhere near as long kneading the bread. And then it's got to sit for another hour because you've just added the yeast. So at the end of the Autolyse, so you to get the yeast through it. But you can either choose then to continue kneading, um, or you can do the fold method. So that you're constantly going from the chair to the kitchen, kitchen to the chair, backwards and forwards. And then so once you get sort of towards the end of the the dough making and everything, and you start to get you to the part where you're going to shape up, you've got to go and put the oven on. And in my house, I use a toaster oven, which is in the garage. So it's out, through the other side of the unit. So I go out there and put the oven on, then toddle back in here, shape up my bread, let it sit there